Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great Tuesday. I am just popping on really quick. I was putting together some finishing touches for the masterclass that I'm teaching tomorrow, and I realized that one of the tools that I'll be sharing, I actually want to share outside of the masterclass because I feel that it can be used by so many people. Hi Emily. It can be used by so many people who are struggling with work-life balance. And in case you missed it, I did do a short series of work-life balance tips inside of my group, Nurtured for Success. And that's a women's only group, all about wellness habits for success. And I shared probably from around the end of May up until about last week. So if you missed out on that and you're not in the group, go ahead and join the group. I'll put the link for that below. But then once you're inside the group and everyone who is in there, hi Desiree, you can catch the replays of those. And I had a lot of really easy, simple, actionable tips to help create more balance and harmony between your work and life, responsibilities and tasks and to-dos and all the stuff. Like, we're all juggling all the stuff, right? So one of the tips I just wanted to share really briefly that I had talked about in that series was taking a time inventory. So really being clear on where your time is going is so important because we can't fix something if we can't see where it's broken, right? If we can't see where it's not working. So really the most important thing is to have a very realistic understanding of where is our time going. So what are we doing with our time? And what happens is when we start to track that, we can very clearly see where are we losing time in non-priority activities. So it's helpful if you know what your top priorities are. That's very helpful. But obviously, you know, when we know that our work and our family is usually at the top of the list for all of us. And so it's important that you understand where your time is being spent. So I was sitting here creating a tool for the class tomorrow, kind of like one of the tools that I'll be sharing in the class. And it's a sort of a reverse engineer on that concept of tracking what we do and how we spend our time. So this is actually a sheet that I created, and I'm gonna go ahead and share this as a PDF right underneath so that you can use this. Whether you join the masterclass or not, this will help you to really get a clear picture of what all you do. So this is, instead of tracking your time, this is tracking your to-dos. And I've broken it down, sorry, it's better if I can go this way. I've broken it down by segment. And so really it's listing every single task that you do for work, for family. I think I put family first because that's mine. So family, work, household, and household includes everything like everything from grocery shopping and cooking down to handling the finances down to managing events and schedules. We do all that stuff, right? And it can be very easy. And then at the very bottom I put me. And probably, I'm gonna guess that most of us aren't gonna have a whole lot of things to fill in right here. I hope that's not the case, but I'm aware that it is for very many entrepreneurial women and professional women who, you know, are so focused on these top three that this one kind of gets left by the wayside. And that's the purpose of the masterclass, is to find that time, get that time back, and make that time available for ourselves so that we do have the time to nurture and take care of ourselves. It's so important for our health. It's so important for our ability to succeed in our businesses. And we don't put us at the bottom. Emily? Yeah, I don't put myself at the bottom, but And I know that some of us don't, but it's very, very common. And there's a lot that goes into that. And I will be discussing more details about kind of the mindset behind that and some other things tomorrow in the class. But this really is just a tool that you can use now. And I'll tell you, some of you might not know, but last summer, right before we were moving from New York City to St. Louis, I stepped in a hole and sprained my ankle. And what should have been like a 6 to 8 week recovery thing ended up being I think it was like 8 months recovery thing, where I could not physically do certain tasks in my house anymore. Or at least not very easily and efficiently the way that I used to. And so that was a huge eye-opener to me, how much I actually did that I didn't even realize. Like, we take for granted how much we're actually doing, how much is on our plates, you know? And so this is something that is so important to me in helping women understand what is at risk for us when we do put ourselves at the bottom of the list, because there's no other way to fit us in, right? We can't figure it out. We don't know where our time is going exactly. We don't give ourselves credit for how much we're actually doing, how much we're responsible for, between all these different roles that we fill, right? So this is a simple way for you to get really honest and just clear on where is your time going? What are you spending your time doing? And then really figure out, is this how I want my time to be spent, or could I figure out a better way to balance this? And if you do this, if you use this tool and you need help knowing how, like the step-by-step, how do I know I have all this stuff to do now, how do I figure out how to make an actionable plan and put it together and get myself that time for myself. So that is what the masterclass is tomorrow. It's literally called How to Get 60 Minutes of Guilt-Free Me Time Daily. And that is what I am going to teach in the masterclass. It's happening tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll post the link for registration for that below also. But even whether you join or not, I'd love to have you use this tool and let me know how it goes. Let me know if you used it and what you discovered. And in the meantime, I would also love to have you join the class though, because it's really going to give you a very simple, specific, actionable system that you can use to break this down and get your time managed in a more efficient way and get that time for yourself to be able to nurture yourself and take care of yourself and take care of your health and avoid burnout and all the different things that that come along with burning the candle at both ends, if you will. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll post the links below, and I hope to see you in the masterclass tomorrow. Bye-bye.